Do you want to create a mini animation and just don't know where to start? Well, I'm going to take you step by step on my journey to create this simple 30-second animation. It's the arraignment of the wolf and people, the big and old wolf. This tutorial series is beginner friendly. All you'll need is Blender and a computer mouse. I'm using Blender 2.9 3.5. With all that out the way, let's get started. Okay, so when you open up Blender, first thing you'll see is the default cube, camera, and light. And we're gonna hit File, Save As, and we're gonna save this as Big Bad Wolf. Or you can save it as whatever you want to, but this is what I'm gonna save it as. Okay, so you click Save As. And then I'm gonna turn on my screencast keys. That way you can follow along with this tutorial. You can see everything that I click is gonna be on the bottom left-hand corner. Select all of these items, hit X, and then delete. Go into the top view with numpad 7, Shift A to open the menu, do Mesh Circle. At the bottom left-hand corner, click this Add Circle box. We're going to bring the vertices down all the way, put it to 5 to make a pentagon. Tab into edit mode, hit F to fill, I to inset, drag it inward until about here. Hit 3 to go into face select mode. We're going to select the bottom 3 faces. Numpad 1 to go in the front view. E to extrude up. And then we're going to extrude one more time, just a little bit. Shift Alt Select to select these outside vertices. And then scale. Oops, it looks like I have an extra vertex selected, so I'm going to Control Select to get rid of that one, and then scale 3 back into face select mode and select the top 3 faces, and extrude upward to about here. And I'm going to spin around and look. Looks a little funny. So tab back into edit mode, 2 to edge select, and then Shift Alt Select to grab this edge here and Z, slide it down on the Z axis till it's about in the middle. And that looks good. I'm gonna save. Go in the top view, you can hit 7 or just scroll upward. Face select and select this face, X, and then delete this face. Create an edge loop. And before we do that, I'm gonna move my screencast keys to the right side of the screen. That way it's a little bit easier for you guys to see. Okay, so we're gonna create a loop cut by clicking Control R in this front face, left click to place it. Go into X-ray mode. And then select the vertices on the left side. You can go in the front view to make this easier if you need to, but we're just doing the vertices on the left. We're gonna hit X and then delete the vertices so that you just have one half. Then go out of X-ray mode, click modifiers, it's a little wrench, add a mirror modifier. Click clipping. And so now we have that same shape, but it's mirrored. And that way it can affect anything that we do on that one side on the other. Click the vertices at the bottom, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hit F. Now we have a floor. We're going to select the bottom 2 vertices, go in the top view, extrude this out in almost a V shape. Then click anywhere, face select this face here and hit H to hide it. We're going to add 2 loop cuts, so Control R. You can use your scroll wheel to increase or decrease the cuts. And then we're going to create another loop cut going the opposite way. So now that it's split like a checkerboard, we're going to select these edges, G twice to drag them and slide them over. Select these edges, G twice to slide them over. Then we're going to face select mode, select these faces, bottom 3, corner 3, front facing mode with 1, extrude up about a little bit under midway, and then click and then extrude again a little bit. We're going to add a loop cut in the middle and then scale it. Alt H to unhide the face that we hid earlier. Tab into object mode and scroll around to make sure that it looks right, and it looks pretty good. Go into top view. We're going to click a little bit behind the judge's bench with shift click, and this moves the origin to the back side. Do shift A, mesh, and add a cylinder. Change the radius to 0.035. Change the depth to 2.5. Now GZ to move it up in the Z axis. Then shift A, add a plane. R, rotate 90 degrees on the X axis. Then GZ to slide this up. Scale Z to scale it down in the Z axis to a rectangle shape. And then GZ to slide it down, and X to slide it over, GX. And then scale it down. We're trying to get it to look pretty much like a flag flying in the wind almost. GX to move it over to the pole, and then up and over just to place it correctly. That looks good. Tab in the edit mode. And then at the top, click edge, subdivide, and move this number up to 10. And then click anywhere and you deselect it. Then 1 to go into vertex selection. We're going to go to our vertex groups. Click the plus sign. Change this to points. If you double click it, you can change or rename it. We're going to click the top point and the bottom point that's connected to the flag and assign it. Click cloth. Scroll down. To shape. In pen group, add the points. Now tab into object mode. Then you hit spacebar to play it. You can see that it stays in one place. Go back into edit mode. And then play it, and it should fall. And that looks right. Click your modifier. Actually, we're going to click the pole and add a collision. Click your flag. Go to collision, object collisions. Click that on. Self collision. And play. Set it back to the beginning. You're going to scroll up to physical properties and change the mass to 2.7. And play that. We're going to change the mass to 2 and try to see what that looks like. And then right click Shade Smooth. We're going to go to our modifier and add a subdivision surface and move it on top of the cloth. Then go into edit mode, shift select the top and the corners, the outside vertices. Then in to open the menu on the right and increase your mean crease to 0.54 and play. And then we're going to stop it anytime that it looks like a flag that's just laying with no wind. Shift select and then Shift D to duplicate. And then it looks weird, but at the top you're going to control click the new duplicated objects that you created. And then G and slide it over on the x-axis. Go in the top view, we're just going to place this on the opposite side, the bench. We're just positioning this. Play. Both flags should fall the same way since it's a duplicate. And spacebar to stop it. We're going to click our flag on the right, go into your cloth, and change the weight to 1 in physical properties. Then replay it. We kind of want these to be a little bit different from each other. And stop it when it looks decent to you. Click your modifier and apply your subsurface in your cloth for both flags. And now that'll stay exactly like this. So we're going to apply our collision on our poles. And then we're going to save. Now you have the judge's bench and 2 flag poles with flags. Select everything, M. We're gonna name this collection Judges. We're gonna name it Judge. And then OK. And there you have it. We've completed the judge's bench. Don't forget to hit that like button if you've enjoyed this tutorial. Next up, we're going to be completing the courtroom. So it's going to be fun. Keep on going. You got this. That was just my little motivation, but thanks for watching and see you in the next one.